All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Right? Call Allah Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach and well peace and infinite salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. I'm the brother Abal Gabar from the Camp Company of Prophets here in Tampa, Florida, coming at you with a quick lesson through the Spirit, occupied in prophecy. Okay, and I'm gonna play this video from Full Spectrum Survival. This is a good channel for a lot of information on the economy and the rumors of wars and stuff like that. This individual right here, which appears to be an Edomite, but he goes into a lot of information about breaking news, market crash, situations, end time headlines, things like that. All right, but as the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, one thing we're supposed to be 100% is occupied in prophecy. Okay, so that's one thing we should all be talking about is prophecy. Okay, especially now we're in the end times. We see all these things taking place, the rumors of wars, pestilence. You got this guy, Dr. Fauci, speaking on there could be another far worse pandemic on the horizon. So, we just keeping our eyes peeled and we speak primarily on prophecy. The number one prophecy we go into is the mark of the beast, because that's a very key prophecy before Yahweh Shai comes back. So ain't no missiles going to drop. Yahweh Shai isn't going to come back until Revelation 13, the mark of the beast is fulfilled, which we see it taking place. Okay. So I'm going to play this video a little bit. Okay. And as we read in Sirach 39:1, it says, but he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies. Right. So if you are a sincere servant of the Lord, you're occupied in the laws of the Most High and you are truly repenting, you're going to be occupied in prophecy, man. Okay. You're going to be looking for new headlines, looking for information on the market of beasts, World War III, the chariots, Jacob's trouble. You're going to be occupied in prophecy. Okay. And that's what we're watching for, starting with the elder apostles, the great millstone, who are the true leaders of Israel. We learn that spirit through them, through the Rakah Kodash, through the Holy Spirit. Okay. To be occupied in prophecy, man, things that are taking place on the earth. End signs, signs in the earth. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this video, and we'll touch on and read a little bit.
On to other countries, rising inflation expectations. This is showing the second consecutive monthly downturn. The mood among the American citizen has soured, and it continues to sour sorely when looking at the economy. We have a reflection of growing worries that our current economic policy will lead to higher consumer prices.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen regardless. And we see that happening. You see what they're happening with the price of eggs. And now they're talking about the price of eggs to go even higher in prices, up to 40% higher. So you can be looking at, $12 to $15, even $20 in some cases for, a dozen eggs, which, the scriptures tell you that in Revelation chapter 6, and we'll actually go there. And you know what we'll do too? We'll get it in the Bible Hub. Okay. We'll get it in the Bible Hub. Hyperinflation is part of prophecy. Okay. So there is going to be a time where the price of goods is going to skyrocket. And it's because the U.S. economy is through. Okay. This U.S. dollar, you got all these nations that are coming up with their own currencies, and they're getting rid of the US dollar. They're no longer trading with the US dollar. Okay. Let me actually see something real quick. Let's do a quick Google search. What nations have dropped the US dollar? Brazil and China have abandoned the dollar in their trade, and the BRICS nations aren't the only ones making this switch. Yeah, BRICS stands for, what is that? Brazil, Russia, India, China, and what is the S? Let me see. Oh, South Africa. Okay. So the BRICS nations, which there's more than just these nations, but BRICS, BRICS, it stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These nations are no longer trading with the US dollar, and they're coming up with their own currency, which ultimately is going to lead to the crash of the dollar in entirety, and a new currency, which is going to be by way of the mark of the beast, the digital currency, the RFID micro CHIP. Okay, so all this stuff is taking place. What countries are dumping the US dollar in 2024? You got Brazil, China. It says Indonesia and South Korea dumped the dollar to trade between themselves and local currencies. Even France, a US ally, has recently traded with China directly in yuan. So even France, and that's where you see the beast shall hate the whore. You know, these NATO nations are going to end up shooting missiles at this place. Okay, the beast shall hate the whore. All right, so that this economy is through, man. All right, let me play this back a little bit.
We have a reflection of growing worries that our current economic policy will lead to higher consumer prices.
Yeah, and ultimately, look, this is what's going to happen. Let's actually just go to it. I'm gonna play the video. Bear with me, please. Let me pull this over here. Let me share this screen now. All right, Revelation 6:6. This scripture right here goes into hyperinflation. Okay. You can even go to it in the Blue Letter Bible. When you go into this verse right here in the Blue Letter Bible, and you look up the word penny. Okay, it's going into the denarion, which is a day's wage. So let's just read it in the NLT straight to the point. It says Revelation 6:6 in the NLT, and I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread, so a loaf of bread, or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. And don't waste the olive oil and the wine. Okay, so a loaf of bread, and the time we're coming into, this is prophecy, by the way. Okay, so this is something we also look forward to, being occupied in prophecy, looking for the prophecy, looking and hastening unto the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So one of the prophecies is the price of goods is going to skyrocket. Okay, and we're already seeing the beginning stages of that. But I'm talking about super, skyrocket. Okay, where a gallon of milk might be $50. Eggs right now, you see the price of eggs is $10 for 12 eggs. Well, soon it might be $50, $60 for 12 eggs. That's the type of inflation we're getting ready to see. Okay, and then they're going to bring in the peace and safety. All you got to do is take the chip. If you take the chip, then you can pay regular prices. Just speaking as a man, this is how I see this thing taking place. Okay, give you all these different benefits. You take the microchip, you get a universal basic income. We'll give you free money. We'll give you $5,000 a month, so on and so forth. Right. But let's read it again. So Revelation 6:6. And I heard a voice from among the four living beings say, a loaf of wheat bread. So a loaf of bread or 3 loaves of barley will cost a day's pay. So you go to work for 8 hours a day, you might bring home $150, $200, sometimes $250. Let's say you bring home $150 for the day or $200 for the day, right? That's how much a loaf of bread is going to cost in the times we're coming into. Okay, a loaf of wheat bread is going to cost a day's pay, meaning how much you get paid in a day, you're only going to be able to buy one item, you know? So we're entering in some very, very turbulent, uncomfortable times. But we know Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the God of heaven and earth, is going to be with us. Okay, his elect, the hopeful elect. Let's keep playing this.
The administration, Trump, Elon Musk, and everybody else who is involved and their aggressive policies are a central factor behind what some people say could be a temporary increase in price. 10% across the board tariffs to Chinese goods.
Yeah, and the time we're coming into is not going to be temporary. It's going to be a permanent increase in prices, especially if you don't take the chip. You know, if you're going to pay with cash, well, the price of eggs is going to be $50. If you got the chip, then maybe it'll be regular price. We'll see how it all works out. But we know that Esau is going to push fear into these people, just like he did with the vaccine during 2020. And we know that Esau is also going to deceive the people into taking the mark of the beast. A lot of people are going to be deceived into taking it, whether it's because they bribe you with free money, whether they tell you that if you're blind, you can see again, whether they tell you, if you're paralyzed, you can walk again, so on and so forth. A lot of people are going to be deceived into taking the mark of the beast. All right, hey, Shalom, Shaquat. Yeah, we just grabbed this, Revelation 6:6. Okay, when you go into that word penny, all right, denarius or denarion, that's a day's pay. It's not a literal penny in Revelation 6:6. Okay, so let's keep going.
The coming 25% tariff on steel.
Hey guys, Grant Cardone here. For the last 10 years, I've been running what is today's largest, most successful business
On aluminum.
Ads. We can't make it up.
These are raising concerns that we will see measures pushing up prices on everyday items. A recent study echoed this sentiment, showing that 62% of U.S. adults residing inside the USA believe that what is happening right now will address inflation in a negative way. This will intensify anxiety over potential cost increases, and you could see as much as unrest in the street.
Yeah, and that's Revelation, or 2nd Ezra chapter 15. Okay, there's going to be civil unrest. These people are going to lose it because we're already in a time where, the average American in general, regardless of what nation you come from, these American citizens are already living paycheck to paycheck. Okay, and things are getting tighter. Rent is increasing. The price of food is increasing. Your electric bill is going up, and it's only going to get tighter and tighter to the ultimate test of the mark of the beast, where they completely do away with the U.S. dollar and they bring in the new digital currency, which is going to be by way of a digital implant, that tag, that charagma that they want to put inside of you. Okay, let's do a quick Google search. How many people in America are homeless? We got a homeless pandemic going on. And it says across the U.S., more than 771,000 people live without housing in 2024. So damn near 1 million people without houses. Okay, and a lot of these numbers, it's just, they're new numbers. Guys, women, children that have just recently been kicked out of their homes. They can't make it by living paycheck to paycheck. We live in a time now, if you got one job, you're still not making enough. You might work 40 hours at one job and you still don't make enough for rent, for car insurance, groceries, gas. You got to pay for everything. So and prices are only going up, you know, and this is all part of the, you know, the end being made manifest. Okay, as the scriptures say, the end being made manifest. Let's see what's dropping. Yeah. Yep. Let me grab this real quick. Shalom, brother. Shalom, Naquan. Naquan 444. Ezekiel 7:5-6 in the NLT, it says, "This is what the sovereign Lord says: disaster after disaster is coming your way." So this is, the message, and you're absolutely right. We are the prophets of doom. Okay, we are the prophets of doom. We are here to prophesy doom and gloom to this place, America, because it's just the truth. And nobody wants to look at the truth in the face, but soon everybody's going to have to be faced with it, the truth, okay? Because everybody's going to live through it. Right now, we just speaking, okay? We prophesying, we telling you what's going to happen. A lot of people don't believe, nah, that's not going to happen. Things are going to get better. This is the mentality of the average American. Everything's going to go back to normal. Everything's going to be better. And here we are, the prophets, telling you that it's going to get worse. There's going to be more earthquakes. There's going to be more plagues. And everybody's going to see it. Okay, it says the end has come. It has finally arrived. Yeah, so we are living in the end of the end. Okay, because we know the end really began when Yahushua, was on the scene. Okay, now we at the end of the end. Okay, brother Shaquat, Isaiah 24:10, it says the city of confusion is broken down. Yeah, so this city of confusion is America. Okay, this is the most confused nation on the face of the earth, the most wicked, confused, abominable nation on earth. Okay, and you see that. Just go outside, wherever you are, whatever state you live in. Just go out your front door, go to Walmart, and you're going to see confusion. You're going to see wickedness. You're going to see idolatry. You're going to see everything, concerning wickedness, right? But it says the city of confusion is what? Broken down. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the Lord, is breaking this place down from the inside out. Okay, to the point now where these Americans are at each other's neck. Okay, they ready to kill each other, Democrat, Republican. And we know what Yahushua said: a city, a house divided cannot stand. And we're seeing that this house, the house of America, is crumbling. It's divided, and it's going to be destroyed. This place is going to be destroyed. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Isaiah 24:11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah, so all the good times and partying and going to the club every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all that stuff is going to come to an end. The time we are entering into, okay, is going to be worse than any time on earth. It's going to be worse than the COVID pandemic. It's going to be worse than 9/11. It's going to be worse than slavery. The times that we're entering into is going to be a time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, the worst time ever on earth. Okay, yeah. 2 Ezra 15:15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Yeah, that's the civil war. You're going to have civil unrest. Okay, civil unrest. You're going to have these Americans at each, when shit really gets tight, everybody's going to be pointing a finger, at, the Republicans are going to be pointing at the Democrats. The Democrats are going to be pointing at the Republicans. Different gangs are going to be pointing at each other. And it's just going to be a slaughter. People are going to get to the point where they're going to start killing each other. Blood in the streets. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power." Right? Because we're coming into a lawless society. We're coming to the time where your average police officer, he ain't going to be going to work no more because of how bad it's going to be. Okay? You're going to have sedition. You're going to have invading, burglary at an all-time high. women getting taken and ravished, children getting kidnapped. You're going to have a whole bunch of these things that are taking place, and it's already happening. But the times we're entering into, it's going to be happening where it's going to be in everybody's face. Everybody's going to see it. Right now, you hear about people getting kidnapped and all this stuff. You might just hear about it. Soon, you're going to see it. Everybody's going to see it, okay? Because we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, all right? So let's play this a little bit longer.
Rising inflation expectations are another area of concern. The Michigan survey noted that expectations for inflation, this is going to happen over the next 8 to 12-month period, have surged to 4.3%. The short-term inflation expectations climbed significantly. Now, the Federal Reserve and officials who work with them, including the Atlanta Federal Reserve President Raphael Bostic, the St. Louis Fed President Alberto Mussolem, they're warning that shifts in consumer perception are becoming what's known as a self-fulfilling prophecy inside of negative economic conditions. This potentially will prompt the Fed to adjust the monetary policy. They say that if the trend continues, there's simply nothing else that they can do.
Yeah, we know.
Now, these economic challenges that are hitting.
We know that this is this right here, what's going on is really just it's a stage, okay? Everything that's happening is really happening at the hands of the elite. The bankers, the ones who own everything, they're the ones who's bringing chaos and confusion so then they can bring in their new world order at the end of the day. Okay? So remember, Esau, the elites, they work on both sides of, the Democrats and the Republicans. They work on both sides of the media. They fund both sides of the wars that are taking place. So it's all a stage. Okay, and they're doing all of this to ultimately try to achieve their enterprise of a new world order. Okay,
preppers, survivalists, people inside of all communities, they're starting to shift the blame to politics. They say that President Trump attributed to the inflationary pressure that has.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the elite want. The elite want you people to think that it's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the guy, or Elon Musk. Look, even though they might be well off, these are not the super rich elite. The super rich elite, also known as the shadow government or the Illuminati, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the ones you don't see on TV, they're the ones who are really pulling the strings to what's going on in life. And people don't understand that. That's why your vote, when you go to vote, in November and vote for Trump or Kamala Harris or whoever, it doesn't matter. Okay? Because the elites are running the show.
Going on right now, and that it added to the spending pressure.
How are you not tired of spending your hard-earned money on a million different productivity apps? Well, here's how you can save and wave goodbye.
Of Biden's administration. I'll remind you, he sent your and my hard-earned money over to Ukraine and Israel as though it was candy on Halloween. Economists suggest that the surge in inflation is resulting from a combining of factors. They say that the post-pandemic demand, which we all know is a joke, the supply chain disruptions, which aren't happening anymore, and the impact of the Russian-Ukrainian war make what we are seeing now a multifaceted issue rather than an attribution to a single administration. Now, they're saying that things aren't going to get better before they get worse. In fact, they're going to have to get worse before they get better. Now, that means that you and I better buckle up and we better get ready, because what happens with this administration will be world-changing. Out there, we have a hedge fund chairman and CEO. His name is Steve Cohen. He expressed a notably bearish outlook on the U.S. economy, and he has cited what a lot of people say will be President Trump's aggressive trade policy. They say this is a major concern because it's going to rock the boat of hedge funds. Speaking at the Priority Summit, the F11 Priority Summit in Miami Beach, he argued that tariffs are a tax. Inherently, they're negative in all ways for economic growth. They raise the fears that inflation will go higher, and they dampen consumer spending. But we all know what really has to happen here. We've been sold out to other countries and corporate profiteering. It has to change. In addition to trade measures, they're pointing to the current administration's strict immigration policy, another factor that slows economic progress because you can no longer have these corporations illegally paying people less than a living wage. They say that a reduced influx of illegal immigrants constrains the labor force growth, a trend that exacerbates the current economic slowdown and makes it visible that we're in a crisis. They were trying to hide the crisis behind higher rent prices, higher electricity prices, and lower than ever wages. Now, Cohen has criticized the cost-cutting initiatives that are being led by Elon Musk right now and the Department of Government Efficiency program. They say that this will aim to reduce federal spending by multiple trillion dollars, but there's a cost.
All right, so you can finish this video, Full Spectrum Survival. We'll grab a few more scriptures and we'll close it out concerning prophecy. Okay, 1 Corinthians 14:1, it says, follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that you may prophesy. So we in a time now, you're supposed to be on fire for this word, man. Okay, you're supposed to be on fire. You're supposed to be prophesying. There's so much information out here, you know, for you sincere brothers of the hopeful elect. You're supposed to be speaking on these things. Okay, and if you're not, you need to reevaluate whether you are in the faith. Examine yourself whether you be in the faith, because there's so much prophecy, so much things to speak on right now that you should be on fire doing these lessons, man. But 2 Ezra 15:1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Yeah. So you're commanded as a man of the Lord. You claim to be a man of the Lord. You claim to believe. You know, you're commanded to go out there and prophesy. Okay, which, you know, you take that with a grain of salt, because not everybody's a prophet. Not everybody has the same lot. Not everybody is a teacher. You have helps among the body. You have brothers that are good with history, so on and so forth. But if you claim to be a prophet, you're supposed to be prophesying. You're supposed to be on fire, man. Okay? You're supposed to be on fire, man. But it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So the Lord's, if you have the Holy Spirit, the Most High is going to speak through you, and you are going to be occupied in prophecy. You're not going to be, you know, lukewarm, cold, you know, you don't know what to talk about. If you don't know what to talk about, if you don't have no topics, you better reevaluate whether you're in the truth, man, because there's too much things to speak about. I mean, sometimes even today, I had like 3 different lessons go through my mind, and this is the lesson I ended up doing. This wasn't even one of the lessons I was going to do. I have like 3 other lessons that I wanted to do. Okay. That's the time we're in. Okay. You know, there's just so much things to speak on, man. Right. Yeah. Beautiful. Isaiah 19:2, going back to the civil unrest that's coming. Isaiah 19:2 from the brother Shaquat. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Yeah. And the modern Egyptian is these Americans. So that's prophecy too, that there's going to be a time of civil unrest, civil war, you know, when shit really gets hard and they usher in this new current. Hey, when they bring in this mark of the beast, you better believe that it's going to be uproars. Okay. A lot of people are not just going to get down with it, you know. Even though, on the other hand, though, a lot of people are just going to get down with it, okay? But the ones that aren't, these rebels out here, these Bible Belt rebels, and they're going to be causing havoc. They're going to be killing each other. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? So you're going to have these different cities are going to be completely divided, cities fighting against each other, neighbors fighting against each other, okay? Because when people have nothing else to lose, they lose it. And that's real talk, because we're coming into a time where the average American isn't going to know how to feed their family, okay? The average American isn't going to know when their next meal is going to come. So they're going to lose it. People are going to lose their minds. Mass layoff, you know, you have this automation, you know, robots are going to take your job. People are going to lose their minds, bro. And then you're going to go to Walmart one day and the price of eggs is going to be $40 for 12 eggs. And then you're going to go the next day and there's going to be no more eggs, even if you have the money. Everything is going to be, look, bro, we're coming into a time of great destruction, you know, famine, plagues that are coming, man. And this is what we're warning the world about, starting with you Israelites, really you Israelites, okay? Amos 6:3 from the brother Naiquam, it says, you that put far away the evil day and cause the seed of violence to come near. Yeah. Okay. Hey, that's the time we in, man. Okay. So look, man, be occupied in prophecy, speak down the ears of the people, my people, the Israelites, the words of prophecy, man. So we in the time now. If you're not on fire, you better reevaluate, man. Okay. Ain't no excuse why you doing, you know, a video a month, you know, one video a week. You know, Jake need to reevaluate, man. Okay. So with that, hey, be occupied in prophecy. There's a lot to talk about. Lord willing, is edifying to the hopeful elect. Till next time, shalom.